What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, Space Jam: A New Legacy. So, in this movie, LeBron James and his son, Dom, are going to Warner Brothers Studio to discuss this role in a movie, and LeBron rejects it, and they end up getting taken down by this AI thing named Algae Rhythm. Takes them to like the basement of the studio, and they end up getting sucked into this internet world that has all of Warner Brothers' biggest properties, from Harry Potter to Game of Thrones, Wizard of Oz, Looney Tunes, of course, and Matrix, Austin Powers, pretty much all these different big properties that Warner Brothers owns and stuff. It's pretty much just like them wanting to show off their catalog, I guess. But LeBron gets stuck on a Looney Tunes world and has to team up with Bugs and the Looney Tunes to play a game against Algae Rhythm and to get his son back and everything. And if he doesn't, then they're going to be stuck in that computer world forever, and the Looney Tunes are going to be deleted. And that's all I'm really going to say about this story. I don't want to run this for anybody who hasn't seen it, although there really isn't a lot that I could run anyway. The marketing literally showed everything in this movie, like between the marketing and the photos and stills and stuff that they've released. Everything you need to know about this movie you'll have seen before the movie came out. But I thought this was okay. It wasn't really that big of a disappointment to me, because I really wasn't that excited for it. It wasn't really better than I thought it'd be either. It was about where I expected. I was really hoping for more Looney Tunes stuff, but we didn't really get a lot of good stuff with the Looney Tunes in this one. They kind of were on the back burner to focus more on LeBron and his family and stuff, and I didn't really like any of the aspect with that. It was so cliched. We've seen this type of story a million times, where the father wants his kid to be what he is and everything, but the kid wants to be something different and everything. In this case, LeBron, of course, wants his son to be a basketball player, but his son wants to be a video game developer, and Algae Rhythm uses that to his advantage to help get LeBron's son on his team and stuff. And you know how this movie is going to go by the time it's over and everything. We've seen it done a million times and done better, and much better movies, in fact. But it's just is one of those. It's okay. There just was no risks at all taken. They really played it safe with this movie, and it copies a lot of stuff from the first one too. Pretty much the whole beginning is pretty much the same as the beginning of the first one, except it's with LeBron as a kid and everything, and his mom or dad, I think it was his dad, wasn't as good to him and stuff as Michael Jordan's dad was in the first movie, and everything. It just, I thought it was going to play into something at the beginning, but it didn't. The beginning scene felt like it was supposed to play a bigger part in the story, and it really didn't that much, except for a little bit of exposition. That's it. But I will say, on the good side though, that the animation is, especially when they're regular cartoons, is really great. Like the 2D animation is absolutely beautiful, and the animators did a really great job on this. I love that they didn't use the CGI and stuff in the Looney Tunes world until the end of the movie, when they pretty much made it where the ball game was set in a live action setting, pretty much, is what they were trying to go for, where the toons were upgraded to CGI animated, which personally I wouldn't have done that either. The entire appeal of Space Jam to me is them being traditional animated and stuff, and like how they looked in the original was amazing. But I will say that the traditional animation looks even better in this one than it did the first one. It makes you really miss how good hand-drawn animation is. Everything, we don't get them very much anymore these days, at least in the US anyway. But all the hard work they went into that really paid off. It looked really good. But I didn't like a lot of this montage where they were doing the getting the band back together bit and going to all these different worlds to get these characters. I probably would have liked it if I didn't know everything about it already. They had released photos and stuff from that sequence in the movie, and it kind of just totally ruins the movie for me. Like getting to see them going into the different worlds that they go in, it just, I mean, it was cool, I guess, but it wasn't anything special. I didn't really get anything out of it. It didn't make me feel pumped or anything. It was like, yeah, cool, Warner Brothers has the rights to that, whoop-de-dee-doo. And everything. It just, this movie could have been a lot better than it was. It could have been a lot worse, though, and everything. But was it worth the 25-year wait? Definitely not. And LeBron James' acting is not very good, which Michael Jordan wasn't the best actor either in the first one, but he had this likable charm to him and stuff when he was in the first one. LeBron just doesn't. He feels like he's emotionless through the whole movie, and except for the times when he's supposed to be emotional, and his dialogue and the way he's acting and stuff and saying his dialogue is just so unintentionally hilarious. It's just like really, really bad. It had me laughing really hard about like how bad it was, and everything. Like it just, I honestly think he's going to be up for a Razzie this year. I'll be surprised if he isn't. But some of his dialogue was hilariously bad in here, and his delivery was even more hilarious. But I'm not really that big of a fan of him. I don't really have anything against him. I'm not really into sports, so I don't even really know much about LeBron James. I just know that in this movie his acting was not very good. But he didn't carry the movie as well, except for when he was a cartoon. When he was a cartoon, it didn't really bother me as bad for some reason. I guess maybe voice acting comes better, comes more naturally to him. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, so Space Jam: A New Legacy is an okay sequel. It didn't really need to be made 25 years later, and everything. It really wasn't worth the 25-year wait anyway. It was awesome getting to see the Looney Tunes back and stuff, and there were some moments where they were still hilarious, and you got some of the classic Looney Tunes stuff, but something fell off in this movie. Like the first movie did a good job blending the basketball stuff with the Looney Tunes stuff. This one just doesn't really do it as well. And also, you got a lot of really cringy stuff in here too. Like I said, the LeBron's acting is cringy, and the scene with Porky Pig rapping, it's kind of funny, but it's also really cringy and stupid. And the music in here is also a big jump down from the first one. The first movie has a really great soundtrack from the 90s and stuff. This one, but of course I don't really like today's music very much, so it's not really gonna matter to me. It won't really age well. The only song in here that I somewhat liked is the one that the Jonas Brothers did, and even that one, it was okay, but didn't really fit into the story of this movie, and really shouldn't have even been in there. It just was okay, I guess, but yeah, this is just one that I don't know that I'd really recommend it and everything, because it's not a super great movie. I don't think it's going to age very well and everything, and I think in 10 years it'll probably be forgotten about. Maybe, I don't know, it depends how popular this movie becomes. If it's like the first one and gains this big following, it could be a really big movie, but I don't really know. But yeah, and Don Cheadle is AG Algorithm or whatever, AG Rhythm or whatever his name is. He's actually really good. He's really campy and stuff, but you could tell that he was having a blast making this movie. It was really kind of cool getting to see him just play a character like this. I've never actually seen Don Cheadle play somebody like this, where he was so campy and over the top and having so much fun and everything. And like he's a good actor and everything, and you could tell he enjoys his other roles, but this one he went all out for it, and he really stole the show every time he was on screen, and he really was actually the best thing about the movie, which is really sad because you got the frickin' Looney Tunes in here, and he's the best thing about the movie. But yeah, so yeah, I'd say I'd give Space Jam: A New Legacy a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a super great movie, not complete garbage. Like there are a lot worse movies out there, but yeah, it is what it is. It's just an okay big commercial for all the properties that Warner Brothers has their little bragging rights about everything they have. Kind of like how Ralph Breaks the Internet was Disney's bragging rights about everything that they own. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.